Yeah, so this is a combination of just quick pressure. Last time he beat Christian Darrisaw inside. This time he just runs the hoop along the outside.
Finish. And Hunter gets involved. The veteran, 11th year out of
Big on the recovery. Watt will get credit for the sack on the QB and the forced fumble.
Look at that. I mean, that's one of the easiest tackles.
Too much power and explosiveness in Dean just to run right through the shoulder pads of Williams, right through the face mask.
Boy, both ends got off, but especially Joey Bosa, who came over from the LA Chargers, got right around.
Not going to work. I mean, the tight end just giving him a little bit of shove on the way out into the route.
Pressure they're going to need. A little disruption from this defensive line to force some errant throws. Again, Jalen Hurts, one interception.
Looks like he's really hurting. He does not look 100%. He's had a rough night trying to hold up, whether it's been against Hunter or against Anderson. 310-pounder somehow is able to get through there. They're sliding that defensive line that way.
First sack of the day came one-on-one on Darnell Washington, and so does his second. He gets around him quicker this time.
Him down. Both these tackles, Spencer Brown and Deion Dawkins, have been tested unlike ever before. When you can have two guys.
Pretty much every week, Jeff Hafley's bunch dominates.
Yeah, and you're going to continue to hear Jeff Hafley's name on the short list for a lot of these job openings that are already around the league, that are already open, and also ones that...
You got to help Forsythe. Watch this. It's just a quick stab, and then he discards him. Forsythe loses his footing.
Dallas Turner, you want to get on his outside edge and chip him into the tackle. Don't let him get...
No matter how big he is, and Montez Sweat keeps with the play, retraces his steps as Mason Rudolph tries to escape.
Because the offensive line for the Browns did the job here. Sanders had all kinds of time. I like that he stepped up in the pocket rather than going back.
Goes back around. Good job. He's one-on-one with Ekwonu.
Time Wyatt, there's a lot of sacks that are being given to other defenders that are caused.
Well, it's Jared Verse, and it's against one of the best tackles in all of football, and Tristan Wirfs. And the bottom line is that Jared Verse knows.
Watch, you'll see Miles come off the edge, but there's good push up the middle, so Gino can't really step up.
And I know $1 million is a lot of money. I won't say that again. But here he goes right around the corner, and these are the plays. They had somebody to...
Here he comes. He's inevitable. Coming around the edge. They try to go with a play-action fake. He goes right around Forsythe. Genty can't get anything on him, and Myles Garrett.
Nice job by Yaya Diaby on the outside, and he got a little help on the backside with some coverage because you could see Stafford had an idea. He had time to go one.
Max Crosby. Watch Max Crosby right side of your screen. This is 3 plays in a row that he affects, and that is a bad blocking scheme. Watch coming from the left side of the screen. He's in the backfield right now. I mean, Genty has to make the cut early. As a running back, all you really are looking for is to be able to
You're going to let this clock, you're not going to take a timeout right now. You're going to wait.
Sack, and a timely sack for this defensive line just when they needed it the most.
One of the things you'll see with this team is that they do stunts later than most defenses that I see. So they'll go up the field a couple of yards, and then they'll stunt.
Jalen Walker on one side, James Pierce Jr. on the other side. They are speed rushers that want to get to the edge. Now, in this case, he just kind of gets skinny between the guard and tackle and is able to weave his way through.
The 2 D tackles, okay? They're just going to run these dudes over. This is called a bam. Look at that, just bull rush.
The second-year man out of Clemson finishing it off.
Yeah, this is what D linemen live for.
Jags. Well, they throw in a little wrinkle, and they're going to drop 8 and only rush 3. And so Brissett doesn't have that quick outlet because everybody is in the throwing lane. And really a well-timed blitz. You're going to see them come here, and they're going to take Carter and put him out. And so Brissett has to know that's hot.
Yeah, he was one of my teammates for a very long time and one of our better interior linemen. He's a dog. He plays with a feistiness that you love, and he's such an effective player. Known mainly as a run defender. Somebody that Raheem Morris was just glowing about when talking about it. Talking about what a relentless competitor he was. Obviously,
Eric Armstead is right here, and he's about 6'7" on the running back, and he just blows up. I couldn't quite see. I think that's Michael Carter, but that's not a great match.
Watch the bottom of your screen. Watch McGuire, 57. He tugs on him a little bit. So they could call that.
Yeah, you know this about empty. You got to get that ball out because you're really putting your offensive lineman on an island. Unfortunately, Shutt looks like he gets first.
It's not very good, but he has to have an internal clock here, and at some point, unload the football.
The O-line got off a little early. Now Pete just saw that gap and ran. And look, this outside zone game really requires linebackers, if they see that gap backside,
and come right away. Watch Bush. He's going to end up coming. He waits a little bit, and then he sneaks through.
It's by Budda Baker because it looks like he's playing man-to-man on the tight end pre-snap. And as soon as Lawrence takes his eyes off of Baker, he's going to creep to the line of scrimmage and then just chase him down.
Well, Cam Jordan's a guy that Matt Ryan sees in his nightmares, but he is still at it, year 15. Just a relentless pass rusher. But here's the thing. The Saints are doing a really good job of forcing Cousins to hold this ball in the pocket. They give this illusion of pressure, and then they get out. They're playing soft zone. Now, this is a good job by this front. Look, they are built for speed in the pass rush, especially just in drop-back situations. But again, you start talking about red zone efficiency and the things that can't happen. Negative plays can't happen. And first play was a negative play on a run. Yeah, this is one of the hardest things for a quarterback. When look at this box. You know, they're showing pressure. You're not sure if they're going to come or not. They end up dropping out and just rushing 4. But Kirk Cousins just gets stuck holding the ball. Nice coverage on the back end, really nowhere to go with it. And that's just a coverage sack, but really relentless pursuit too by Chase Young.
Was the ball moving before it came out?
But it's caught
But
in the
either
air,
way,
so
it's
it
an
won't
interception,
matter.
yes.
Nolan barreling his way in for the touchdown.
Wide receiver screen, top of your screen. Watch 99. He gets in the way right there. Gino's worried that Cam Thomas will get a piece of it, maybe.
Well, we talk about the 4-man rush, and you can't talk about the 4-man rush from Jacksonville without mentioning the way Eric Armstead has played here, coming from the right side. This time they're going to match him up with Beachum. So you get a great rush here, and then Gardeck is going to pull Bull Paris Johnson on the other side.
And you'll see Delpit. He comes all the way around. So watch the guys up front. They're going to go right. Here comes Delpit right up the middle. The Raiders' offensive line has to see that and pass it off. They are struggling here early.
Offense has been non-existent of late. And the punting unit's back on the field. They just blew up this play at the line.
And they decided to take the ball. So you don't get what?
Fourth down.
That's going to come from, watch Gardeck, who's been playing more and more. He's going to have just a delayed blitz. He's going to sit there. He's going to play possum. As soon as Brissett flushes the pocket, you see Gardick step up and get him to the ground.
Yeah, just J.C. Latham getting a little bit too far back and outside, and he opens up that inside move for Boye Mafe, and he's able to get in and get a hold of Cam Ward.
4th sack of the day, and just, I am not letting go of your jersey. That arm's bending in all different directions.
They're going to bring a slot off the outside, and now for Draymond Jones on the interior right here, you now get the advantage of running the game with Kyle Van Noy coming back spying, and now you...
And go ahead and watch. Backup right guard right here is going to pull and miss the defender. You got to block. And Pratt's right there on the first drive. Watch this right here. You're going to see all these guys come downhill and fly right to the ball. They were playing run 100%. Run pressures.
Has to get rid of the ball. See, he looks right at him. He knows, but there's no hot throw to be made.
This is just a testament to Nashawn's fortitude. He was on the practice squad at Minnesota last year. He's never really played a significant role on a team in terms of playing time on.
By not only the Vikings coaches, but the opposing coaches. We asked Matt LaFleur, hey, tell us about this Flores defense. Redmond was the first guy that he mentioned. Separate conversation.
Right, it has happened more than once where we've seen the that initial push is stopped, but then the second wave tries to get him into the end zone.
Jennings was signed off the practice squad.
So great job here. You can see by Wilson, he's just going to shoot the A-gap. He gets a run read, and just a wrong declaration by the Green Bay offensive line.
Yeah, I mean, you're just kind of working your way across that defensive front. You've got everybody kind of blitzing into the middle, and you're just going to slide. And, it looks like Cam Ward, we've been telling him that opportunity to.
Taylor, he's looking to the outside. He's trying to hit Isaiah Williams at the top of your screen. And as soon as he doesn't see him and he's not open.
Yeah, we see both teams now just attacking the running back in the blitz pickup. Jones does a nice job initially, just big bodies bearing down. And
watch number 90.
Right in the middle of the screen here. He's going to push the pocket. He gets the arm of May as he's trying to follow through, and another player down for the Bengals. But
wow. There's been a rugged start to this one. Player down now.
It's up the gut, and he's going to collapse the pocket. He's just pushing Graham Glasgow back. As he does that, it forces.
Shifting through everything here. He's going to get blocked from a couple different angles, but it's the penetration deep into the backfield that blows this entire play up.
5 guys, you get one-on-one, but guess who's going to spy? Patrick Mahomes right here. Pretend to rush and just watch him, and then you go get him.
Yeah, you're going to have 5-6 people in here, but if you watch that far side, that's where your drop is going to come. You're going to get a drop out on the backside, but you're going to add Devin Witherspoon on the front side, and that's just poor. Jones is out of the lineup, but boy, I tell you what, Patrick O'Connell and Drake Thomas, you put tape on, and that is tailor-made. I mean, that is textbook tackling.
Just nowhere for him to go with the ball. Flacco trying to find a one-on-one matchup to Chase Brown out on the left side.
Well, just watch this side of the line. They're just going to go ahead and set the edge by Chenault and extend, so Taylor has to go wider, and then the swarm comes in. Like I said,
it's defense on this opening drive, and it's the rookie out of Toledo, Darius Alexander.
Yeah, I've been really impressed in this drive.
Just the amount of attention that he gets. I mean, no player in the league gets double teamed as much as Micah Parsons, and he's still second in the league in total quarterback pressures. He unlocks. They don't blitz a lot.
And he threw the football before I think he saw that, and once again, under duress as he releases the football.
This is just more of what I was talking about. You're going to have to take some chances. You're going to see pressure. Stone will be coming off the left side. May realizes it's there, is trying to flush and buy some time, but having to unload the ball. I want you to keep an eye right here. Geno Stone's going to come off the edge. He was lined up on this side, and after he moved Ramondre Stevenson up to guard that A gap, Geno, after the declaration was made, saw what happened, came around to the out.
You called it. Harder to catch. And more pressure from Leonard Floyd.